Hey guys, KRX50 here with another review. This time I'll be reviewing the DX Hyper Muteki Gashat from Kamen Rider Ex-Aid. This is a special Gashat used by Ex-Aid to achieve its final form. So, let's get started. So, starting off, we'll look at the Gashat on its own. So here we have the Hyper Muteki Gashat, whose name translates out to Hyper Invincible. We can see it has a very different shape than all previous Gashats. Being not quite so cartridge shaped, and not really having any kind of handle or grip. You can see that the insertion part is here on the side as well. So starting off with the front, you can see it's done up in gold chrome, with the game art here on a nice hollow foil sticker. You can see the name Hyper Muteki and a powered up version of Mighty. And on the top you have this gold chrome button with a 4-point star. Then outside you have the insertion part, which also is done up in the shape of this 4-pointed star. It also has glitter infused into the plastic, as well as some smaller stars around it. We've got the activation button here on the side instead of up top. Then on the other side we have a dock or a port, which will come into play later. On the back we have the speaker and the QR code, of course. And down here we can kind of see the reason why in the beginning I had this up against my back wall. And that's because of this shape, this Gashat can't really stand up straight. At best, it'll be leaning off the side, so you can't really stand it up straight on its own unless you have it leaning against something or have something put underneath it. But this part of the design is for how it mainly attaches to the gamer driver. So, starting off, we'll take a listen to the sounds, starting with the name activation. Then from there we have some phrases from Ex-Aid. Starting with his pre-transformation phrase, then we get his different transformation phrases for his different levels. And from there, it'll just reset back to the beginning. Next we can use this Gashat for the gamer driver, for which we'll also need the Maximum Mighty X Gashat. So to start, we'll take Maximum Mighty X and activate the transformation for Ex-Aid level 99. Then, we'll take the Hyper Muteki Gashat. And attach it to this port on the side of Maximum Mighty X, which will start a standby phase, for which we'll press the button on top to activate the transformation. And there we have the transformation into Kamen Rider Ex-Aid Muteki Gamer. And as you can see, that uses a combination of sounds from the Hyper Muteki Gashat and the Maximum Mighty X Gashat. So taking a closer look, you now see the display up on top, which shows Kamen Rider Ex-Aid Muteki Gamer, with a lot of stars and sparkles around him. Down on the bottom we can see this gold embossed version of the level 99 body, with these lines to kind of indicate that Muteki Gamer emerges from Maximum Gamer. So while it's in this mode, pressing the side will give you the different catchphrases from Kamen Rider Ex-Aid.
No continue でクリアしてやるぜ。超強力プレイでクリアしてやるぜ。俺の運命は俺が変える。お前の運命は俺が変える。
Then we activate the special attack by pressing the button once for standby.
KIMEWAZA!
Then pressing again to activate. I'm going to do that again. And there we get the random activation sound at the end. Now there are actually two variations on the random sound at the end. The first one is where it just says Kyu Kyoku no Ippatsu, which means ultimate hit. And the second one is where it says Kyu Kyoku no Ippatsu Kanzen Shori, and that last part means total victory. And if we want to reactivate the transformation, we can take this off, like so. And attach it again, and reactivate the transformation. This time I'll get you a close-up. Now there is another way that this can interact with the gamer driver. And that's using this port on the side. So, start, we can take it and place it in slot 1. Then open it up to activate. So in this case, we got Muteki level up, then this tune that ran for a short time before ending. Now you can also take this and attach it to another Gashat by using this in the second slot. For example, we can use Mighty Action X. And so that activates Muteki mode, which is basically a limited time invincibility power-up similar to those seen in platforming games. And that's kind of the theme of Hyper Muteki, being like an invincibility power-up in general. Next we can look at the two KIMEWAZA attacks. So as usual, we'll use the slot holder for the critical strike. And notice that this can also be stored in the KIMEWAZA slot holder in either slot, though ideally you're going to want to use the bomb one so that there can be one to fit in the upper slot. Then we can use the Gashat Breaker, which I'll switch to sword mode this time, for the critical finish. And finally, we can check out what sound it makes in the Gashat Key Slasher. However, because the cartridge insertion part isn't long enough to hit the button in the back, we'll have to use another Gashat in second slot to get a combination critical finish. So, we'll use my Action X. And, just like with Maximum Mighty X, Hyper Muteki is designed so that it'll occasionally have a bonus sound after a critical finish in the Gashat Key Slasher. And there we go. Overall, Hyper Muteki is an excellent Gashat for Ex-Aid's final form. It has a lot going for it. It has a pretty unique shape, and the gold chrome really makes it stand out, along with using that clear yellow plastic instead of your typical solid plastic. It also has a more unique way of activating the form by attaching to an already installed Gashat, that being Maximum Mighty X, and then building off of there, activating both its own sounds and new sounds within Maximum Mighty X for the transformation to the final form. It also has some nice character phrases, which are a nice bonus, as well as being able to both work normally in the gamer driver for the Muteki mode, or working with the other Gashat compatible items in the line. Now, one comparison that can be made, and is definitely a fair comparison, is to compare this to the Kiwami Lock Seed, and compare Maximum Mighty X to the Kachidoki Lock Seed. Because, similar to those two, you have a Gashat, or a transformation item, that builds off another one for the final form, similar to how with the Kiwami Lock Seed it was a key that attached to a lock on the side of the Kachidoki Lock Seed to unlock a new part of it, and activate the transformation to Kiwami Arms. And similar to those two, they are also sold in a similar way. With the Kachidoki and Kiwami Lock Seeds, obviously Kachidoki was released first, and then when Kiwami was released, it could be bought on its own or in a set with Kachidoki. And there's a similar thing here, where at its release, the Hyper Muteki Gashat can be bought either on its own or in a set with Maximum Mighty X. So obviously, if you already have Maximum Mighty X, you can buy it on its own, and if you don't, you can buy the two in a set. And whichever your case, these are definitely a couple of Gashats I'd highly recommend buying, and even go as far as saying that they're must-owns for anyone with a gamer driver. So, next time I'll be reviewing the Shift Ride Crosser and Shift Heart Run. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like, let me know your thoughts down in the comments, and if you're new and would like to see more, please subscribe. And for now, this is KRX50, riding off.